Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Pinstar Plays Little Big Workshop. So, normally I take Mondays off, but I've been playing this game non-stop over the weekend after one of my commenters recommended it. And, oh yeah, this is going to turn into a full series. But you know what? I figured I'd give you guys a taste. Don't worry, Crosswords In will be returning tomorrow. But what is Little Big Workshop? Well, essentially, you're building a factory, but it's a bunch of these little guys, kind of a gnomish Santa's Workshop elves kind of vibe to it. And the world just kind of oozes with whimsy. I do like the art direction. Also, it's very clear that these are just a little tiny model on some hobby thing in some much larger room. But I digress. The name of the game here is Factories and Efficiency, and this just scratches my Six Sigma itch like crazy. So, man, I'm liking this game. So let me show it to you. We're gonna dive into a new game. Factory name. Ooh, I don't know. All right, we're gonna go with the Glass Bolt Factory. I know that's not a standard name that I typically use, but growing up after I came up with Pinstar as my city name for when I first learned SimCity 2000, my first successful town was called Glass Bolt. So I'm pulling that from the past. This is the Glass Bolt Factory. Let's get in. Challenges are market-exclusive market contracts, which have a higher difficulty than the average market contract offers and comes with greater rewards. Correct. I do like the little intro here. Got our little messy hobby table thing here. This is presumably the world map that we work with, but once we zoom in, we can see we actually have a lot more space, even in our little starting plot area here. Alright, yes, it launches us right into the tutorial, but we're going to, well, you know what, we can keep the tutorial on for the moment. So, here's one of our, our contacts here. Yeah, so he's going to be one of the people that's giving us special orders. So we're the factory. He's supposedly the retailer. So he's ordering some goods from us to then turn around and sell, and we both make money. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to skip the tutorial. I will be your tutorial. I like being your tutorial. So first things first. First things first. We got to get to our workers here. They come named, but these are not the names. Yes, my name and game patrons will be my little minions here. So you're gonna be No Limage, and you. Let's see, Larissa. Welcome to the factory. Okay, let's get. So, one thing the game does start you with, even after we skip the tutorial, is we do need to get a woodworking station in, because our dude is going to still order 3 unpainted wooden garden gnomes from us. Now, in order to make these things, everything in this game has to have one or more things done to it. And I have to tell you, this is the absolute simplest thing that you can make in the game. Like, there's literally nothing else quite this simple to make. But obviously it's just here for tutorial purposes. So essentially is we import these wooden stumps. We then take the, what is this? The simple detailing. So the simple detailing action on it. And then that turns that into a wooden gnome, which we can then sell to the guy. Now, it says 3 of these will take 30 minutes, but if we link it to our workbench here, now it says 2 hours. That's because the workbench as a whole is only 25% efficient. It's basically, let's execute this. Essentially, the workbench can do all the actions. See all those workstation stats? There are 6 different actions you can do to wood. This one can do all of them, but not very efficiently. Whereas some of these others, like paint, actually we don't have the wood one yet. With some tech, you can get some more specialized machines that are 100% efficient, but can only do 1 or 2 things. Right then, so let's put down an inventory zone right about here. That way the driver can put stuff out there. Our workers will help them bring stuff in. Right then. Now, our workers are eventually going to collapse because they're going to need to rest. They're going to need a break room. So the way the break rooms work is 2 different ways. One is there are some objects that have breakpoint capacity. Basically, every time a worker needs to visit the break room, they use up a breakpoint. Basically, I guess some of the room's supplies, in this case it's a vending machine, so they use up some of the snacks. Now, the point of putting all of these other objects in the room is that it actually helps the breakpoint holders generate more break points in the long run. It refills itself quicker, so more people can use the break room. So once this stuff gets all delivered and set up, then we'll be good. And as you can see, we're already starting on the gnomes. As you can see, it goes really slowly here. But again, at the beginning of the game, this is all we got, and it's an order for 3 of them. So I'm not going to lose any sleep over doing 3 gnomes very inefficiently. Yeah, you know what? Let's put you at higher priority here, just so you get to that. Now, these gnomes are not the only thing that we're going to be making. We also need to go to the market, because these challenges come in, but they only come in intermittently. In the meantime, we need to look at the market and see what is in demand and what can we sell and supply the market. So we got a couple of tables here. Now, each of these things require very different machines and processes. Some of them we can't even make. Like this stool, we can't even make until we get plastic production 1, a more advanced thing. We got square tables here. You can see how much what the demand is per market cycle and what have you. We got rakes, grass agitator. Barbara doll. Ooh, oh my goodness, look at this. Super high price and super high demand. Now, this thing's a little trickier, but I think we can handle it. So essentially, the Barbara doll is basically we need a thing of plastic injection. We can choose what color plastic we're going to make her. Let's see, that's for the body. Let's make her blue. And then for her head, yeah, a little space alien doll. There we go, blue and blue. But we need machines. So we need plastic injectors, we need painting stations, and we need an assembly station. So this is a lot more complicated than what we had with our others. But I think we're up to the task. Oh, all right, we're done with our gnomes, so let's get those delivered here while I set up our room here. And I'll explain the why and the how. So we want 2 different molds, one for the heads, one for the others. For maximum efficiency, we're going to want 2 painting stations. One to paint the heads, one to paint the... You could just funnel all of them through one, but it's a lot more efficient to have redundancies. And then we're going to slap down an assembly station here, like so. Now, one of the big things for efficiency is actually having proper inventory management. That's probably more important than anything else here. Yeah, we'll put you there. And now we need you over 1, like that. Actually, over 1, like that. That's a little better. And then we're going to get 1 more shelf here. I'll show you the reason why we're getting all these shelves. So these shelves are going to help us get these. These are all going to do our stuff. But here's the thing. See all those minus signs up there? And that big mood minus 37 up there? Yeah, working in a factory room is very stressful for our workers here. So we need little things in the room, decorations, to help improve it. Now they can still work in an undecorated room, but it makes them get stressed and therefore have to take more breaks. So we're going to just slap down these little things. And yes, why that's so comforting to them, that big carnivorous plant, I don't know, but it is. So I'm going to give it to them. Now, one of the things here is that if you repeat an object, it becomes less effective. So the second cactus only gives me a +5, but I can't really fit the palm tree in here. So, and this gets us to a positive mood here. So let's order everything. We got a big old order here. We're going to need a few more people to help out here. So let's hire a few more workers. Let's get 3 workers here. And name them appropriately. So here we've got Milena. And Shona. And wait, we're getting all the ladies here. Zafira. All right, so we've got each of our guys coming in here. That's going to do nicely. Now we have a tech point here. As you can see, there's a lot of things to unlock here. I'm going to unlock the storage management. This allows us to define different zones, which allows us to make things quite efficient here. So we're going to put little storage zones over our the UI on this is a little finicky. So this thing, we're going to define this as being linked to these 2 workstations. So basically what we're doing is we're telling people that when we want to deliver goods, we want to deliver goods that are fed into these. So basically the raw plastic goes into that one. Now for this one, the shelf here, put you there, and we're going to link you to here, here, and here. So the paint station is things that are bound for the paint station. Basically, the plastic molded heads and bodies will then go to the paint station, or go to here, and then the paint stations will paint them. And then once you have a painted head and a painted body, they get assembled and just put together on there. So for the final thing here. Oops. Zones overlap. These are not supposed to overlap. All right, oh, I made this one too big. Let me shrink you down. Okay, everything's pretty much set up. Oh, did I mess up this zone? All right, let me move this one. There is no pause button. That's one thing I don't like. Okay, let's get their processes started. So we're going to plan this product out. We're going to have the bodies made on that machine, and then the heads made in that machine. And then we're going to say on this table, we're going to paint the bodies, and on this table, we're going to paint the heads, and then we'll put them both together on here. Now, how many of these things do we want to make? There's a lot of demand here, like a lot of demand. We can always like parcel them here, so let's do 40 of them. And execute. And then I'll finish fussing with these. And then this thing, we're going to say finished goods. So once the dolls are all done, there it is. So one of the things here, and this is the reason why I wanted two different plastic machines, is they have to be retooled. Every time you change what you make on one of these things, your workers have to take this really slow action of retooling the machines, basically changing out the mold, so it knows what to press out into. But I mean, we do this, but now we don't have to keep changing it back and forth to press out heads and bodies. One does nothing but heads, one does nothing but bodies. And now we're delivering all these plastic pellets here, which is now going to get melted down and pressed into these little molds. All right, so yeah, as they do their jobs, they get tired. And so they're going to go have a little snack here. Who's this? I do wish I could see their names above their heads. Oh, Shona. Shona's going for a little snack. Yum, 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 yum. So as you can see, they're using up these break points. Oh yeah, we're down to 0. Hopefully nobody needs to go on break until it regenerates itself. I might need to kit out our break room a little bit more. Because it will eventually restore itself. Yeah, see, now it regenerated. But the more of these objects you have, the faster that regenerates itself. I don't believe it has any effect on how long it takes them to recharge their batteries, essentially. But we may want to get some more goodies in here. A coffee maker would give us even more point storage. That's a bit outside our budget. Radio actually would work. Let's give them a radio. That's in our budget. And that'll just help the point regen itself a little bit faster, so that we're less likely to have a case where somebody needs to go on break, but there's no points left, at which point they just collapse on the floor. They'll eventually get back up, but they're out of commission for a lot longer than they would be on here. Yeah, this is taking a while to unload all these plastic pellets, but that's why I wanted this dedicated shelf to nothing but storing the raw materials. Because if they started mixing the plastic pellets with the heads and the bodies, then they would start getting in each other's way, and there wouldn't be enough room for everything. Hopefully there is enough to store everything here. Oh boy, driver's starting to get a little antsy here. If they sit there for too long, or it takes too long to unload, they go all FedEx on you. Hopefully that. Oh, I think we got the last of it. Oh wow, we didn't quite have enough room for all the material. We still have this little stray area over here. But I think we just barely got it in time. It's kind of funny what happens if you don't. He just starts chucking it out of the truck onto the grass. Like I said, FedEx style. So as you can see, we're progressing on our barber dolls here. We got 2 completed out of the 40 that we planned. Now, this isn't like a quest that the game's given us. This is a quest that we've given ourselves. Alright, so here's our radio in here. And we are negative money. That's fine. You don't go bankrupt unless you have unless you're minus 5,000, which I don't think we're gonna. We can always do an emergency sell of a couple of our barber dolls here if we need to. If we need to get back up in action here. Yeah, we just barely have enough break time for our people here. And things seem to be working pretty well. So we got, molds being made, heads getting painted here. You got body... one other bit of efficiency. So one thing I like to do is I like to make the assembly station a priority 5, basically top priority. If there's a head and a body painted, ready to go, I want someone assembling that thing. And then we make the painting stations a 4, because basically if there's a molded head or body, I want them doing it. And then we leave these as a 3. This prevents a bottleneck from forming at the end of the production chain where they quickly stamp out all the raw stuff, but then it just sits there, just because of breaks and whatnot. Speaking of, these people are taking breaks like crazy. Hopefully that radio is enough to push us back into the fold here. Now, if we had gotten our balance here, our room balance a little bit better, they wouldn't have to take quite so many breaks. I mean, we're still on the positive side where we're at a +3 mood, so it's not really, it's essentially giving them their standard break time or time till they need a break. If it was negative, then it would be reduced. Their breaks would come even more frequently. But if it was like +20 or something like that, they would work a lot longer before needing a break. One other interesting part of this, and one of the other reasons I laid this room out the way I did, is the obstruction. So obstruction is essentially an aura emitted by objects that causes people to slow down when they walk if things are too tight. Now, the reason I installed all these shelves, not only because they can hold more stuff, but they do not radiate any obstruction aura, so people can walk right past them, even if they're loaded with inventory, and that won't bother them. If these were just sitting on the floor, people would be tiptoeing over them and slowing down in their walk speed, and that would just slow everything down. There's a lot of little nuances here that we can find in this. All right, I'm going to fast forward here. What I'm probably going to do is I'm just going to let them crank out the dolls till you can see this is the timer before the market resets itself. I want to sell basically all the dolls that we have at that we've made right before the market resets, so we can fulfill this month's demand before it calculates and feeds into new stuff. Because we might be making even more of these things. Or we might be doing something completely different. There's a reason I'm leaving this room completely unutilized. Is I want to see what our you basically get 1 or 2 special requests each market reset. So I want to see what they're going to request for us. If it's going to be something plastic, we can pause in our doing the dolls and do something plasticky. But if it's wood, we can set up a little bit more extensive wood operation here. Or we could get into metal, or we can get into sewing, and you could slip and fling a doll over that way. That's fine. Yeah, everyone seems to have like this little slip and fall chance where they just send whatever they're carrying flying. Let's see how we're doing. Everyone's doing pretty well, and there goes. Is that one person keep dropping something? Just keeps, and yes, I do realize they are flying through the walls. I want to say that's a glitch, but I don't think it is. I think there's enough whimsy in this game where it's kind of an ascended glitch. Like, it doesn't make any logical sense, but it's like this little top-down model. Of course, the walls are down. They can fling it through the walls by mistake. All right. The other reason I'm going to want to liquidate is to make sure we don't get too close to 5,000. So we're at 25 dolls. Let's liquidate here. Boom! And that's gonna give us 10,000 bucks, and also a lot of experience. Every level we get more research points. That's how we get more research and development points. And yeah, all the dolls are just piling up here in this finished inventory. Again, not getting in the way of anyone else's, raw material inventory here. So we got those 25 dolls sold. They're still making stuff. They're still planning the full lot of 40 of them. So let's fast forward here. Driver's pulling in the thing. You don't get paid until all of them are loaded and the driver pulls away, which is fine. All right, market just reset itself, but we locked in our price, so we're good. Let's see what our challenge is. All right, he wants wood. He wants some large shelves. Now, large shelves... oh, and he wants it with metal. Because, see, every item has a durability and an appearance and a style target. And you can choose what kind of like techniques and parts you use to some degree for some of these. Like for example, here we can choose to have a metallic assembled shelf support, or we could have a glued wooden shelf support, or we could have just a cast iron or have two cast shelf supports here. Or we could have a spiral cut wooden shelf support. But because of the target durability, the wooden cuts are not going to be good enough. So we have to use one of the metal ones. Shelf support B. And again, yeah, you could use we could use either bent wood or bent metal. The alternative here, what's the other one we could use? We could use this, which is just straight up molded, but you need two of them. So it's more material intensive, but it's a lot simpler. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the more material, simpler one. Obviously, I'm not going to buy any of this until we get our stuff going here. But this will give us a way to explore a little bit more of the a little bit of the woodworking and getting into a little bit of the metalworking, and we can set that all up in this room while keeping our doll production. There's no reason, there's nothing that says you have to shut down one of your product lines here. That's kind of the name of the game, is like keeping everything flowing through here, and also keeping it flowing efficiently. That's the real name of the game right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna, we just need to wait for them to take all the dolls and get us paid before we lay down some stuff for our metal shelves here. If we're going to hire anybody new, we're going to need to expand our break room, because they're still nipping at the heels there. But we're at $8,000, so I think we're in good shape. All right, so let's so we're going to have to buy a couple of things here. So basically, this will tell you what you need to buy. We need to buy this small forge. So we're going to put that there. Small forge. And we're going to need an assembler. Now, we have an assembler in the doll room, but I don't want it to fight over bandwidth with this one. So we're going to buy our own assembly machine right here. Like that. We're also going to want to kit this place out like the other one with... Oh, that doesn't work. That does waste a little tiny bit of space. Can we move you like that? No, there's no real way to get around that, is there? That's just... Unless we do something like... Ooh, I know. So this is going to go over here. Well, it's kind of hard to manipulate it like that. All right, you know what? We're gonna sacrifice the one square. It's not... This isn't going to be a super tight build anyway. We do want a large shelf here. I guess it's going to be up here. Actually, we can do two shelves. One for the output and one for the input. Actually, we should probably have the input over here. We can do a bunch of shelves, why not? And then, yeah, we need the decorations, like one right there. And we can fit the. Here's what we can do. Get rid of you. Stick the decorations in the corner here. And again, if you do one unique of each, then you're in better shape because you get the full force of all of them, and that should counteract the noise. Yeah, plus 32, more than counteracts the noise. We could. Because it's so inefficient. Nah, actually, yeah. We'll just do this. Alright, so let's plan this out. First off, let's get our zones set. So this right here is going to be where we do our material. We'll do that, that, and that. And then this zone, we're going to expand you out and label you as that. There we go. And our dolls are almost done. We could line up another line of dolls. They're still demand. Yeah, they're still in demand. They're still very much in demand. We could do a... well, let's do a batch of 30 of them. And it just remembers all of your settings. It knows which machines to go to. And so that way we can keep the stuff flowing on the back end here. And then we'll get a nice big payday from that. And then we can hire more workers. And also pay to expand the break room here. Right, that should be everyone there. Yeah, they're building all this out. Now here comes the next round of dolls, or at least the raw materials for the dolls. We shouldn't have any spillover this time since I ordered a slightly smaller batch of them. We just got 3 more left to produce and sell on the old one. These little alien Barbara dolls are pretty popular. I swear, I mean, this game doesn't have any official, like, you know, Santa's Workshop, iconography in it. But man, if they did a DLC that was, you are explicitly Santa's Workshop and these are the little elves making toys for the little kids, it would fit right into this universe. All right, let's deliver those dolls. That gives us the level up. Excellent. Now, one of the things I think I might do here, I'm seeing some room for efficiency. Some better efficiency, that is. But maybe after we do our set piece here. Yeah, because we gotta wait for the dolls to. And before we can ship the dolls, we got to finish bringing in the raw materials for our new doll order. Later on you can all right, there she goes. Later on you can build more of these bays as your factory expands, but right now we don't have that tech unlocked, so we have to rely on this one singular import-export truck port here. But later on you can have, one port that's nothing but imports and one that's nothing but exports, and super streamline your factory. This game is, yeah, expect a full series on this game. And I mean, we'll probably pick up where we left off here, because this is a good start here. These Barbara dolls are perfect, and they're making us a butt ton of money too. There we go, lots of money. Actually, you know what? Let me do my rearranging now. So what we're going to do is we're going to move you right here in the middle of the room. That may seem odd. Actually, yeah, move you. Nope. Rotate. Yeah. Move you. Nope. We're going to move you right here. Yes. Somebody can come grab that. And then you... move you over here. Resize you to fit the new shelf. And then we're going to put in... we will put in another station here. Because actually one of the things that we can do is billboards. We can actually have 2 different workstations. We're going to put in another woodworking station right here. Like that. And then what we're going to do, actually we also need to, why did I buy that when I also had to buy this? because now we have 2 different trucks to deliver them. But what these billboards do is if you link 2 of the same kind of station, in this case our 2 woodworking stations, you can basically give woodworking tasks to the billboard, and the billboard will divvy them up between all of the different linked items. So you can basically have a bunch of different copies of the same station, all doing the same things, distributing the work out and making everything a lot more efficient. And then this thing, what we're going to do is, we're going to link the billboard. So we got the assembly station to the forge. Now we link the billboard to here, and now everything goes in here, and then everything else goes in here. This is I maybe should have moved the shelf here, but I like a centrally located inventory space here. All right, let's go to the market. Let's go to our challenges. Let's go to our friend here. So for our woodworking, we're going to actually give the job to the billboard, and the billboard will divvy all that stuff out. For the metalworking job, we're going to give it to you, and then for the assembly job, we give it to this assembler, so it knows not to get in the way. Execute. And for our break room, I think it's time to get the Coffee Maker 2000. Right there. And why not? Let's get a fridge while we're at it. Or, better yet, even though it takes up more space, can we fit the picnic table? A picnic table. Yes, we can. Sort of. It kind of blocks access to some of these. Actually, put you right there. Can we fit the fridge now? Yes, we can, actually. Hopefully this doesn't trap people. It looks like it's going to want to trap people. Yeah, actually, this thing's a little bit too cumbersome. I don't want you facing that way. I want you facing this way. Oh, well, yeah, alright, fine. We'll order that. That way we can hire more people. Alright, so same thing. The forge is sort of like the metal version of the plastic injector mold here. Let's, oh, we don't have enough money. We might need to do a spot sell of our produced dolls so far, just to get the influx. Oh, one of our stations is gone on to disrepair here. So let's I'm going to do a big old repair repair thing. Order the repairs on all of these. Basically, when the station degrades, it becomes less and less and less efficient. And if you let it go all the way down, it will actually just permanently break, and you have to replace it. Don't want that to happen. So let's just repair everything, bring everything up to efficient standards here. All right, all of that's done. We got that coming in. All right, let's go liquidate 10 of our barber dolls. That'll give us enough cash to hire people. And then they can make the rest of it. As you can see, there's the other thing with these challenges is there's a time limit to it. So we have to get all 15 of these done and delivered in 2 days and 17 hours. And right now we're a little bit behind schedule. That's what this little red bar says. Like, this shows basically how far you should be at this point if you're going to meet the deadline and how far you actually are. And we're a little bit far behind. But that's why we need the extra workers, because everyone's doing the doll stuff. We need more warm bodies. I'd say about 3 more or so. And yeah, we're in the negatives. But again, that's why we're liquidating some dolls here. Gotta get some cash flow, yo! Alright, let's see here. Alright, there's our cash. We can hire... let's do 3 more people. Okay, and I know this is I've run out of females, so let's see. Boyd is up there, followed by Cameron and Airty. Welcome aboard. And yes, we currently have a cap of 10 people. That cap is going to grow as the game goes on. I will eventually get all of my name and game patrons in here. If you want to be one of the workers in my place here. Yeah, so here we are. Yeah, just spoon that molten metal in there. Whoosh. And now, yeah, just take it right out of the mold. No gloves. Just take it right out. Alright, so let's look at our processes here. So this small forge is working out nicely. Whoosh. So that actually works out pretty well. You get 2 bars of metal and you forge out 2 of those things. Meanwhile, yeah, here we've already gotten the shelves part, so we're about to actually we're finishing a couple of these things. So this is well on its way here. I'm going to do the same trick I did. Priority 4 for you, or priority 5 for you, just to make sure that whenever we have the completed components produced, that we assemble them and get it ready. I have a feeling the forge is going to be part of a bottleneck, so I'm going to make you priority 4 to make sure the forge is always under operation whenever possible. But yeah, now we have a total breakpoint capacity of 7. 3 for the coffee, 4 for the that. I think the reason why I'm doing different objects is I think it has the same penalty, where if you just spam the same object over and over, the next one's effects are lower. So that's why I'm using as diverse set of objects as I can. Right then. So let's fast forward here a little bit. Got a bunch of people going on breaks, but I think our break room can take it. What do we got here? No storage available for wooden planks. That should be able to hold a wooden plank. I don't know why it's yelling at me for that. But I think we're gonna, yeah. See, we could now that we have our full line going and we have actually people working on this. That it's, I think actually our wooden producers are actually done. I should have made a second forge and hooked it up with the billboard instead of making a second woodworking station here. Oh well. I think we'll still hit our target given our current progress compared to the deadline here. And our barber dolls are flowing nicely. So I think this is a good stopping point. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment, good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback is always welcome. Stay tuned for more Crossroads Tavern, and then stay tuned after that for more of this game, because I'm in freaking love with it. So until next time, this has been Pinstar signing out. See ya!